So in input today, we are going to establish 3 things that we want to do in order to solve these problems. So write down number 1. You're going to ask yourself, what can I do to get blank, blank, blank? Texas, please welcome Mrs. Gore.
Welcome to the University of Texas, Mrs. Gore.
Thank you. Ask yourself, what can I do to get blank? Because remember, we're working with functions, but we're finding the equation. Write down number 2. Think of what the function rule is. And I want you to underline or put a bubble around the word think. So you're going to ask yourself, you're going to think, what's the rule? Is it add this? Is it times this? What's the rule? And the last thing you're going to write down is you're going to write the function rule. Write the function rule. And I want you to put either a cloud or underline the word write. Ask yourself, think, and write. Easy enough to follow. Think of what the rule is and write the function rule. Okay? So let's model how to do these problems for you so that we have a clear depiction of what we need to do when we get to our homework. Put your pencil up if you're ready to move on to modeling. Very good. Thank you, Dane and Milena and Leslie. Thank you, Daniel and Megan. Okay, here we go. Example 1. Put a box around it, underline it. Example 1. The directions say to write a function rule for each table. So that means they're going to give us a table, and we're going to have to figure out what the function rule is. How do they get from x to y? Pencil up once you have the directions written down. Beautiful. Okay, so let's do table A first. Go ahead and write x, draw a line, and then write f of x, which is our function, which is our y. So we have a little table that looks like that. In your table, on your x side, write 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. On your right side, write 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to look at that table and I'm going to go, ask yourself, step number 1, what can I do to get from 1 to 5? What can I do to get from 2 to 6? So I'm going to think of what my rule is. Let's see, If I go from 1 to 5, let's see, 1 plus 4 is 5, so maybe I'll add 4. I get from 2 to 6, 2 plus 4 is 6. So my rule has to be the same across all of them. Let's see if it matches up. Is 3 plus 4 7? Yeah, that works for that one. And is 4 plus 4 8? Oh, that works for that one. So I just thought, I need to know how do I get from x to y. And it looks like if I add 4 to the x, I'm going to get whatever the y is. So then I'm going to write my rule. So again, that middle part of the table that we had given to us last time, that's what we're figuring out what the rule is. So, f of x, which is the function for x, must be x plus 4. That's my rule. So that's what my middle row would be. So look back at it again. 1 plus 4 is 5, that's right. 2 plus 4 is 6, that's right. 3 plus 4 is 7, that's right. 4 plus 4 is 8. So that must be my function rule. So that is my answer. Very simple. So your job is to be a math detective and figure out what that middle area of the graph would be, which is what is the rule. Let's hope we have that. Golden. Okay, that was easy. Let's try table B. On my X line, and then have my Y. My table gives me 1, 2, 3, and 4 again, but then it gives me 2, 4, 6, and 8. So they're already going to give you the table. Everyone have the table written down? So I'm going to ask myself, what can I do to get from X to Y? Let me think. So I'm going to think, let's see. Okay, well, 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 isn't 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 4 plus 4 is 8. That's not going to make sense because my rule can't be to add 1 every time. So that's not going to work. That doesn't work. Let me think something different. Let's see. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. And 4 times 2 is 8. I found it. That must be my rule. So then I'm going to write y is going to equal 2 times whatever x is. Because that's what I just found out. It's times 2. So let's try it. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. That works. So that's my answer. Okay, one more for this example. Let's try graph number C. Letter C. Come on, Miss Karen. So the graph that they give me looks like this: -3, 0, 1, and 5. And then I have 9, 0, 1, and 25. -3, 0, 1, and 5, 9, 0, 1, and 25. Interesting. Okay, let's see. If I do -3 minus, no, -3 minus 5, that's not gonna work. How do I get from -3 to a 9? How do I get from 0 to 0? How do I get from 1 to 1? From 5 to 25. Well, it can't be times 5, because if I times by 5, that wouldn't work. So, I have to think, it's probably square root. I'm going to try. So, let's see, if x squared, so -3 squared is 9. Well, that works. X squared is 0 squared. 0 times 0 is 0. That works. 1 squared. 1 times 1 is 1. That works. So far, so good. 5 squared. 5 times 5 is 25. So, I found my rule. My rule is y equals x squared. So if I plug in the x, I should get y. -3 squared is 9. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 5 squared is 25. Done. The hardest part is thinking through it. But other than that, it's pretty simple. Let's move on to example 2. This is going to be a word problem. So, write it down with me. A carpenter, he buys nails by the pound. The carpenter by his nails by the pound. Each pound of nails is 19 cents. Write a function rule to describe the relationship. So we have to come up with our function rule. Second part to the question, how much do 12 pounds of the nails cost? So he's buying nails, they're 19 cents a pound. So I'm going to write an equation, a function rule. Then I'm going to solve it to see how much 12 pounds cost. So I'm going to always go back and look and see what I need in here. So I know that the nails are 19 cents a pound. Okay, and that's each. So that means multiplication. Each means multiplication. And then at the end, I need to figure out how much 12 pounds costs. Good, so now I know what I need. All right, so I'm going to call cost C. So the cost of X, just like a function, it could be f of X, a of X, g of X, whatever letter. I'm using C for cost. And that's going to be 19. Oh, it's not 19. Sorry, it's $1.19. $1.19 X. So let me label for you what I did. This is the cost. This is the X number of pounds. This is the price. And X represents the number of so whatever the cost is times the number of pounds. So if there were 119, sorry, not 19 cents, that's really cheap, yes. So that's the first part of the question that I just answered, writing the equation. Second part is to figure out how much, well, if I buy 12 pounds. So all I have to do is plug in the 12. So the cost is going to be $1.19 X. So I'm going to do it if X was 12, because that's what they want me to do. $1.19 times 12 pounds of nails. So if I multiply 119 by 12, I'm going to get $14.28 for a 12-pound bag, I guess, of nails. So my answer is $14.28. That word each tells me multiplication. So this is the part of the standard where we write a function rule given a real world problem. Okay? Here's example 3. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. We're almost there. And this is letter A. You borrow money from a relative. Maybe it's your brother or sister. If they let you borrow their money. To buy a lawnmower, because you like to mow lawns. The lawnmower actually costs $245. You charge $18 to mow someone's lawn. So you charge $18 to mow the lawn. Write a rule to describe the profit, bless you, we're gonna call the profit P of n as a function. Okay. There we go. Copy that down. You borrow money from a relative to buy a lawnmower. That costs $245. And you charge $18 to mow a lawn. So let's write a function rule to describe the number of lawns that we mow. Almost there. One more after this. You can do it. So I'm going to say that whatever my profit is, whatever money I make, is going to be the price of my lawnmower that I need to buy, or the price of what I'm charging, times the number of lawns that I'm mowing. So if I can do $18 times however many lawns I'm going to mow, minus the $245 I spent on my new lawnmower. So you're going to subtract the lawn mower cost. Profit equals price times the number of lawns minus the lawn mower cost. So in my question, here's profit is PN, so there it is right there. That the lawnmower is $245, that's how much it costs, and that I charge $18 every time I mow someone's lawn. So my profit is represented as P of N, I highlighted that. P of N equals, how much do I charge to mow lawns? $18 times, how many lawns am I going to mow? I don't know, so that's N. We don't know what that is. And subtract it by the lawnmower cost, $245. Okay, so my profit N is going to equal 18 times N minus 245. And that's my answer. We found the equation. All they wanted me to do in the question was to write a rule. Here's my rule. So I can mow 5 lawns times 18 minus 245 and see how much I need still to cover how much I bought the lawnmower for. Last part to this question, last part, part B. Suppose you buy a video game. Ooh, we like video games. I know a lot of you do. You're up late playing. Suppose you buy a video game for $199. You charge your friends $15 per hour to play. You're crazy. What? Write a rule, you never know, to describe your profit. Ooh, charging your friends as a function of the number of hours you let people play. Harsh. Please write that down, all of it. Suppose you buy a video game for $199. You charge your friends $15 an hour to play. That's expensive. Write a rule to describe your profit as a function of the number of hours you let people play. Same concept. I'm going to take the profit is the price times the number of hours I let my friends play minus the video game price. Okay, well, let's see. My video game price is $199, and I charge my friends $15 to play. We don't know the number of hours. All right, so let's write a function rule. I'm going to say P for profit. My variable that I'm going to use is N. You can use X, you can use S, whatever you want. All right, the price that I'm charging my friends is $15 times the number of hours, N. I don't know what the number of hours they're going to play is. But I'm going to subtract that from my video game price, which is $199. So write that as simple as possible. P of N, profit, is going to be 15 times N minus 199. Alex, once you've written that, you can go ahead and stop that for me.